If all you do is collect words, you'll never speak fluently. You might recognize them, you might understand them, but when it's time to speak, you freeze. Knowing words isn't the same as using a language. Most people get stuck here. They keep collecting, hoping that one day everything will fall into place, but it never does. Fluency isn't built from words, it's built from how words connect, and that's exactly what we're fixing today. I've looked closely at fluent speakers, polyglots, and multilingual thinkers throughout history, and I noticed they all follow these 4 steps. Step by step, you'll go from a word collector to a fluent speaker in real conversations. Step 1. Fall in love with words. Logophile. Think about the last word that really caught your attention, one that made you smile, made your heart beat a little faster, or just felt fun and alive to say. That's where language learning begins. The first spark comes from fascination, not memorization. It comes from words that make you feel something, words you love and want to use. Most people start by collecting dozens of words, thinking recognition is enough. They know the meaning, they see it in texts, but when it's time to speak, everything slips away. Try this. Pause for a moment. What's a word you truly love right now? One that sparks curiosity or joy? Say it aloud. Feel it. Let it linger in your mind. Now, think of a few more words that feel similar, words that carry the same emotion or vibe. These are the words that will start to form your first spark. Speak them, hum them, play with them. Attach a little emotion, image, or memory to each one. The more personal and vivid it is, the better your brain will remember it naturally. Let me show you a cool technique I've tried myself. It's practical, fun, and really works. Memory palace. Imagine a small house in your mind. Each word lives in its own room, with a unique color, sound, or tiny action. One word might sit on a red chair, another might be dancing on a lamp. Whenever you want to recall it, you simply walk through the rooms. This is the essence of the memory palace technique. Your brain remembers vivid experiences far better than lists or flashcards. Avoid endless lists or cramming words in apps. Recognition alone won't make you speak naturally. Example. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe collected words obsessively, but he didn't just memorize them, he loved them. He played with them in poetry, experimented, and imagined each word vividly. That love and fascination made fluency almost inevitable. Step 2. See the patterns. Linguist. Once you've started connecting with words, the next step is to understand how they come together. Language isn't just a list of words, it's a living system, full of patterns waiting to be noticed. When you read or hear a sentence, pay attention to which words naturally go together and how endings change meaning. Then try swapping words, rearranging them, or creating entirely new sentences. What seemed random at first starts to form patterns, and soon you can play with language like a puzzle. Grammar isn't about memorizing rules, it's about observing how sentences are built. The more you explore real language in action, the more it becomes intuitive. Example. Ralph Waldo Emerson studied multiple languages and classical texts. He didn't just read them, he analyzed sentence structures, experimented with phrasing, and reworked ideas in his own writing. You can approach language the same way. Notice how sentences are structured, experiment with swapping words, and create your own variations like pieces of a puzzle. Step 3. Live the stories. Philologist. Now that you've noticed words and patterns, it's time to see the story they tell. Language comes alive when words aren't just items to memorize, but pieces of real moments, feelings, and ideas. A conversation you overheard, a scene from a movie, a phrase that made you laugh. Each one is alive with context. Words are no longer separate. They carry emotion, tone, and meaning. You begin to understand not just what is said, but how it's used. Try immersing yourself in stories. Watch movies, listen to music, read short stories, or even follow podcasts in your target language. Pay attention to phrases, gestures, and the situations they appear in. The more you connect words to real-life moments, the more naturally they stick. Avoid learning phrases by rote or translating them word for word. Without context, they will never feel natural. Example. Friedrich Nietzsche mastered multiple languages by connecting words to ideas, situations, and feelings. He didn't just memorize vocabulary, he lived the meaning behind each word, turning language into a web of stories he could navigate effortlessly. Step 4. Speak boldly. The polyglot player. Finally, the magic moment arrives. Using the language. All the words you've fallen in love with, the patterns you've noticed, and the stories you've lived, They're ready to come alive in real conversations. Describe your day. Repeat a line from a poem or talk to yourself in the language. Don't worry about mistakes, they aren't failures. Every misstep is a bridge connecting words, patterns, and context in your mind. The more you speak, the more natural it feels. The key is to start now, not later. Waiting until you feel ready only keeps you stuck. Fluency grows in action, in trial and error, and in boldly using what you've learned. Example: Vladimir Nabokov mastered several languages and used them actively in his writing and translations. He didn't wait to feel perfect. He played with words, experimented with sentence structures, and immersed himself in language daily. His fluency was a result of bold, consistent practice, not passive learning. Follow these steps and you'll move. Words to patterns, to stories, to action. From a word collector to a fluent speaker in real conversations. Stop hoarding words. Start connecting them. See the patterns, live the stories, and use them boldly. One day, it won't even feel like learning anymore. You'll just respond naturally. Right now, which word or sentence gives you that little spark, like a tiny thrill or tickle in your mind?